All right, guys, thank you so much for just playing along with all of our giveaways and stuff like that. We're getting ready to announce the winner of this bottle. We have a cool little wheel that we're going to spin here because there was far too many entries to put into a hat and draw one. So thank you guys for that. Our apparel is getting shipped out as fast as possible. But another quick announcement, this week we're going to do the giveaway within the giveaway again. This time it's going to be an anti-roll bar kit, one of our billet ones. So billet arms, all the cool stuff, everything you need to do it. This is going to go from now until March 2nd, which is Sunday, and then we're going to draw the winner on that Monday the 3rd. So just how we're doing the bottle is how we're doing the anti-roll bar kit. The ultimate rear end package is still going on. That's going to last a little bit longer. So go to our website so you can see the full rules, all that stuff. But ultimate rear end housing giveaway is happening right now, and then we're just doing these little mini giveaways throughout. So anti-roll bar kit is this week. All right, I just got to click this wheel. It was 466 entries, so thank you guys. Then this is going to spin out our wheel, our order number.
$20670.
All right, our boy named Terrence won the nitrous bottle. So I'm not going to say his last name, but his first name's Terrence. So for everything that Todd screwed up in the last giveaway, I got a microphone in my pocket. We're going to go over, we're going to mic him up, and he's going to call Terrence. Let's get it. Redemption. All right, Todd, so since you really fumbled the last giveaway.
Oh, my God.
You're going to call.
I got to call this person again?
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. See if you can totally redeem yourself.
Just when I thought you couldn't do anything stupider, you go out there and totally redeem yourself. We'll give away another bottle if anybody can tell me what movie that's from.
All right, so if you're watching this now, stick around to the end of the video because this is going to be our Motivational Monday. So we're going to jump right into Motivational Monday. Todd's probably going to need Motivational Monday after this phone call.
Okay, wait, can I rehearse this?
No, you can't.
It's going to be so bad.
I know, that's why you're doing it.
Hello, is this Terrence? Hey Terrence, this is Todd from Tin Soldier Racecars. Good. Hey man, we just wanted to let you know that you won the nitrous bottle. Yeah, you won the nitrous bottle.
Put you on speaker.
Oh, here, let me put you on speakerphone. But yep, no, you won our signed nitrous bottle, and you're still entered to win the giveaway for the rear end. So we'll ship it to you, and you should have it soon. Here's Jason.
Terrence thinks so. We had to make Todd call you because the last person he called, he did a really bad job. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations. The address that we shipped your T-shirt to, is that good to ship the nitrous bottle to? Yeah. Okay, cool. We'll get it out today, man. And yeah, we really appreciate your support and playing along, man. All right, that's it. So stick around for Motivational Monday. Terrence is the proud owner of this new signed nitrous bottle. That's sick. And then this week, you're going to be entered in to win the rear end. That's a big prize, but we're also giving away the anti-roll bar kit this week. So we're going to do the same thing. And if you think that Todd should make the phone call next time, drop in the comment. Or who would you like to see make the phone call? Maybe Jake. Maybe Jaber. Maybe Brian. I don't know.
I want Stevie to make a call. Hey, Steve. Hello.
This Steve.
She's like, what did you call me for? You called me.
All right, guys. It's been a while since we did a Motivational Monday. You've definitely been on me about getting one out. So today is the day. We're going to get into that. We were not at Lights Out. Brad and his wife had a beautiful little baby boy. He was a little bit early, it wasn't unexpected, obviously, but he just came a little before we thought that he would, which is fine. So we've added another soldier boy to the crew, which is tight. So that's way better than going drag racing. So Charlie's sitting here. He's feeling a little neglected. But we got some updates for that. We got some updates of where we're going to go, what our next race is going to be. We'll be off for a little bit just because of the new addition. But, yeah, Charlie's going to get back out. We'll have some more update videos on that. Billy's car's behind me. You can see it in the B-roll of this. We're undecided if we're going to give you another video or not. So it looks a lot more done than it did in the last one. So, but yeah, let's jump into this. I'd been thinking about this. This is actually a little bit of a sermon that I did. I shouldn't say sermon, but a talk that I gave at our men's night. So if you're local or if you're not local and you want to come and hang out with us the first Monday of every month, we do a men's group right here. It starts at 6:30. Everybody's welcome to come. Sometimes I talk. Sometimes I have a good friend that talks. It works out awesome. So if you want to come and hang out with us in person, that's the first Monday of every month at 6:30. You're more than welcome to come. But we've talked about Peter walking on water. That's what was on the back of Charlie. So if you haven't checked out that Motivational Monday, go back and look at it. And we've talked about the disciples a bunch, things like that. But a few weeks ago at church, my pastor said something that really, I hadn't really thought about the story in the way that he thought about it. And it was really, really good. And in life, whether you're a Christian or you're not, you think what I'm saying is hocus pocus, that's all good. Like, in life, though, to better ourselves, we have to continually have changes of mindset. So you look at something a certain way for a certain length of time. I think that will only get you so far. You have to go back and look at your brain and really think about how you think about certain things. And to get farther in life, you have to really look at it at a different angle, or you're just going to get stuck. And a lot of that for race cars, like, we're trying to go faster than we ever went with this thing. So the last video of us racing, we kind of struggled a little bit because we were trying to do some stuff that we didn't know. We were going back to the drawing board. We were trying some things, and you saw that not work out. Now, I do think that some of those changes will work out, but they have to be partnered with some other changes for it to work. So we don't want to go backwards. We want to move forward. And in this story in the Bible, basically, Jesus... the scene is the Last Supper, and basically he's kind of laying out that what's going to happen, and the disciples are like, nah, I'm not jiving with that. And Peter in particular. So Peter's our guy that jumps out of the boat and walks on the water. Well, before Peter was a disciple, he was a fisherman. So if he was a fisherman, that meant that he wasn't good enough to follow a rabbi. That's kind of the whole gist of this deal. But anyway, Jesus picked him up. He turned him into a disciple, all those things. He jumped out of the boat. He walked on the water. He's doing some stuff. Well, at the end of this deal here, he's talking about, that Jesus is going to go, or Jesus is talking about that. So Peter's like talking that he'll never disown Jesus. He's never going to speak out against him, all these things. So this is in Matthew 26. Peter says, even if all fall away from you, I never will. Jesus replies, I tell you the truth. On this very night, before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. So the guy that's like full of piss and vinegar, Jesus is like, man, you're going to disown me. So basically, this is right when the going's going to get tough, right? They're crucifying Jesus. All the people around him are getting persecuted. And Peter runs, right? He just runs. That's what he does. Then what they do is Jesus dies. He goes in the ground. And the disciples, they don't really know what to do because their new idea, or the idea that they thought was going to work out in this certain way, is not working out in the way that they thought that it would. So they just go back to what they know. They went fishing. And I think a lot of us are like that. When we get into certain circumstances in life that really push on us, or just really test us, we kind of go back to what we know. And, for me, a lot of times, like, I'll go back to work. I have something going on in my life, and, man, I want to avoid whatever's happening in my life, so I just go back to work. That's a lot of what men do. We just go back to work, and we don't think about it. Well, the disciples go back to work, and Jesus had a completely other plan for them. They go and they try to fish, and they really suck. So they catch no fish. And I've actually done a Motivational Monday about that, about them throwing the net on the other side of the boat and catching all this fish. Well, and it's at that point that Jesus intervened. But before that, they were really trying to do it on their own. They were trying to run away from their problems, and it wasn't working. And to relay that back to us is, a lot of times we try a new path. Maybe you have given your life to Jesus and you're trying to figure out being a Christian, or you're just trying to make better decisions. You're trying to think through stuff in a different way. And then that starts not to work or not be as green a grass as you thought that it was. And we start to tip back into whatever our old way of thinking was. Well, what happens is that old way of thinking, because you've been exposed to something that's better, it really doesn't work for you anymore. You can't really find the joy that you used to find in it because you've been experienced to this other thing. And you may have not worked this other thing out completely, but you know enough to know that if I work on this, it really could be better. But I just want to go back to what's easy and what I'm used to. And that's what the disciples did, and it didn't pan out. Well, then Jesus comes, he tells them to throw the net on the other side of the boat. He tells the fish to jump in the net. The boat starts to sink, all this stuff. Well, at the end of the thing that I want you to hear is when Peter has to encounter Jesus again in the face. So basically, Jesus has died, he's rose again, and Peter's looking at him. And Jesus doesn't go through and tell him all the things that he did wrong. He doesn't go through and tell him how he missed it. He doesn't go through and berate him in any way. He doesn't remind him of his failure. He asked him one simple question, and the question was, "Do you love me?" And Peter says yes. And he asks him again, "Do you love me?" And I think, if you think like me, that's cool. If I have a relationship with Jesus, and a lot of times I feel like when I really mess it up, that I can't go and approach him. But the fact of the matter is, Jesus is right there, and he's asking, "Do you love me?" And if your answer is yes, then you can move from that. And in your own life, if you're struggling with something, I promise you that he thinks a lot more of you than just your circumstance or your problem. He wants to ask you that question, "Do you love me?" And if you have experienced something else in your life and you go backwards, man, that's okay. Sometimes, just like in this race car, we tried something new and we went backwards. But I promise, if you keep leaning into good things and you keep leaning into good thoughts, things are going to change for you. You just have to rewire the way that this thing works, because we create paths in our brain, and that's a path that's easy to go on. When you want to go on a new path, you kind of got to cut down some trees, man, and you got to go and you got to keep forging this new path until the old one gets covered up with weeds, so that you no longer go that way. So for you, for this Motivational Monday, whatever good decisions you're making, I just want to encourage you to lean into them. If you feel like you're not making good decisions, maybe try them out. Maybe try going down a different path, a different mindset. We can get so stuck in our thinking. And when we get stuck in our thinking, man, that's when we don't grow. So we put a lot of work into these things. Let's put as much work, if not more, into our way that we think, the way that we live, than we do in race cars. So we love you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.